Hey guys, I just wanted to make a quick video on the CRT that I use for retro gaming pretty much on a daily basis at this time. It's a Sony Trinitron Wega KV-32FS120. It's a 32-inch Wega Trinitron, and this TV came out in 2004 is when it was launched. Now, before I get too carried away talking about the specs of this TV, I just wanted to kind of talk about how we got it. I saw this TV posted on Facebook Marketplace, actually, which is kind of where most of the CRTs come from. And I saw that they were listing it for free. It was about an hour drive away, and I was kind of thinking that maybe I would go get it. But this thing's heavy. This thing weighs 165 pounds or 75 kilos. And that's a little bit too much for me, and being 32 inches is just something I couldn't move myself, so I had to recruit a friend to help me. We drove out, we grabbed it, and I talked to the lady for a little bit, and she said that almost 80 people had messaged asking for the TV, so I was pretty happy to have been able to get it for free. I wanted to kind of demonstrate in this video and show what the different inputs on this TV kind of look like. It's hard over recording to kind of give that actual effect of each of the different inputs, but I hope that it can kind of give you at least a little bit of an idea. This TV supports 4 different inputs. It supports RF video, it supports composite, S video, and then component YPPR. Obviously, the best quality that you can kind of get on this TV is going to be that component video. Although I found that S video and component do feel very similar in the way they look, although I do notice it the more that I do look at it. One thing to note about this TV for the ultra nerds out there is that like some of the other Wega Trinitrons, it uses a one-chip design, and it actually can't be modded to accept RGB. So for those of you who are looking to do like an RGB mod, this obviously is not going to be the TV for you. But the component video quality of this TV is really good, as you can see from these pictures. With a little bit of tweaking in the service menu, you can get a really good picture, as you can see here. Another thing that I was really surprised at was the composite video quality of this TV, and this is actually one of the things that is desirable in these these flat screen Wega Trinitrons. Is the composite video quality. Now, for most of my systems, actually all of the systems, sans the NES, I do use other inputs, but for the NES, the composite video actually looks fantastic. I mean, this is just right after, this is on component video through the Genesis, and you know, again, it's hard to tell through the recording, but you can tell there's really not like a ton of difference unless you kind of know what to look for. And I know there's going to be people who are absolutely fuming that I said that, but I think to spend $70 on a set of cables versus just playing on a really good composite signal, for the average person is going to be just fine. Now, I'm making this video in early 2025, and I already know that I've been around CRT forums and chat rooms long enough that I see people ask all the time, like, hey, what if I see a TV like this, what should I pay for it, or what is it worth? And really, there's nobody that can answer that question except you. These TVs are officially over 20 years old now, and really the value of these TVs just comes in whatever people are willing to pay for them. Like I said, when I got this TV, I got it for free, and truthfully, I probably wouldn't have paid much more than free for this TV. And so I try to tell people, hey, if you just keep looking around and you poke around on Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist, these TVs still do pop up. Now, in the next 10 years, that may not be the case. These TVs are leaving Earth at a rapid rate. People are throwing them out. They're not, you know, they're not very useful for the average person. So if you do see them, it's worth it to pick it up at a good price. I mean, good price being $20, but I see these all the time listed for hundreds of dollars as a retro gaming TV, and I just really am not a big fan of that personally. I would never pay more than $100 for a TV like this personally. Now again, it's whatever you deem it's worth is what the TV's worth. But if you keep looking, these TVs do pop up, and just keep an eye out for them. The last thing I wanted to quick mention about this TV before I go is that a lot of these Trinitrons the flat screen Trinitrons came with velocity modulation circuits, and that's something you're definitely going to want to go into the service menu and turn off before you go crazy using this TV. For movies, it's going to look a lot better, and TV shows, but when it comes to gaming, it kind of just destroys the pixel art, and really creates some wonky images. So just make sure, as a closing note, go in and do that if you get a TV like this.